So good afternoon, everyone. How are we today?
Yeah, okay.
I will request one person to lead us in a word of prayer. And then we shall be good to start. Let's choose at random. Ladies are known to be very prayerful. Ladies, one of you should lead us in a word of prayer. Once we get a prayer, we start.
It's a mercy. Thank you. Thank you for the thank you for the this for me and to put it down with us. As we get my ideas. Training here, bring the help. You will get me this. You open our brains, our eyes, so we understand. You are going to be told. You will apply to know. Because it's like
Amen. Thank you so much, Gloria. Today we shall be going through DevOps. Hope people online can hear me very well.
Yes, I can.
So we shall be going through DevOps, and particularly we shall be looking at the Azure or Azure. Azure, the goal of which is Azure DevOps. As you may know, when we are developing software, we work as a team. I find, for example, people have been working on OA. When somebody is working on this module, another one is working on back integration, another one on purchase requisitions, and so on. So that software development process requires us to work as a team. And now we need to have a way of sharing our code amongst the team members that we have. So with DevOps, we have some key principles. The first one being a shared planning, meaning that we can plan as a team and then have the plan shared amongst us. Then the second principle being having a shared code base, okay? Meaning that whereas you could be working on your local machine, we could have some sort of a code base, a shared code base, whereby instead of you asking who has the latest extension of UAG we now have some sort of repo or an area where you can get that code. Then there's also what we call continuous integration. For this presentation, we may not go into continuous integration, but that is also an element of DevOps. Then we have what we call test-driven techniques. So with DevOps, we can set up what we call test scripts and other things that you can work with. And then finally, we have what we call automated deployment. Now with automated deployment, this mainly works when we are deploying to the cloud. you find that you can even trigger some sort of a batch job to automatically deploy your code to the cloud without you necessarily running or publishing that code to the cloud. So all those principles are available in DevOps. But for this presentation, we shall mainly look at principle 1 and 2, which will be shared planning and shared code base. So DevOps, just to go back to the previous slide, DevOps, we are trying to see how we can collaborate as a team, okay? How we can collaborate. How can I see what Gilbert is working on? Okay, what code without going to his machine? How can I get that feeling of what he's working on? So where to access Azure DevOps? So at the end of this demonstration, we are going to have most of our all the clients that we are working on. At least every person should be in position to create a repo. We shall form a team of, we shall do groups of 2, and then we shall see how we can have a practical feel of this. So ensure that you have your laptop closed, because we shall be trying out some of these things practically. And here we have, where can you access DevOps? So there are various ways of accessing DevOps. The first one, we can use the Azure DevOps web portal. And in this demonstration, I will concentrate on the web portal, but also like Gilbert, I know Gilbert likes things for command line. Azure DevOps has a command line. Okay, you can run some commands on the command line, and then you can interact with the Azure DevOps. Then you can also use Visual Studio, or we can also use Visual Studio Code. We shall also use Visual Studio Code because it is our preferred development environment here. So we shall be using it to talk to the Azure DevOps. So this is going to be a practical session. We are going to log on to DevOps web portal so that we can see how it looks like. We have that link. I can have it put in the chat for you to access it. So we are going to look at how the Azure DevOps looks like. Put it in the chat, and okay, it will take you to the Azure DevOps landing page. So the link is, I'm hearing myself, maybe somebody should mute. So I will not go through the licensing and everything for DevOps because the organization is already paying for that. So once you access that first page, you can click on the sign in button. Okay, are you seeing where the sign in button is? And maybe before we sign in, let me just talk about the different components that we have in Azure DevOps. We have the Azure boards, okay? This can help you to track your work. We have the Azure pipelines. This can help you in the deployment process. We have the Azure repos. So today, our main focus is going to be on Azure repos. We are going to create a repo. We are going to make push requests. We are going to make pull requests, and we are going to manage all our files. So we also have the Azure test plans for testing. Then we also have the Azure artifacts. So all these are provisions in the Azure DevOps. So once you click sign in, so I want us to move together, okay? So I want us to move together. So once you click sign in, let me use this other browser. Let me use Chrome. Remember, we have two-factor authentication for our emails, so you should have your phone closer because they will send you a message. I think the link I provided is not the correct one. I'm seeing it is taking me to another page. Just a moment, let me copy this. Okay. The link I provided is not the right one. Let us try, where is the... Okay, I've shared another link that should take you to Azure DevOps. And right now, I've already signed in mine. Okay. So once you sign in, let me just try to sign out so that I'm on the same page with you. So the link should take you to that. Then once you sign in, you should be in position to see something like that. Okay. My password, good enough, I saved it here, forgotten it. So once you sign in, it will prompt you to send a message to your phone. And once you enter that, 324834, I should be logged in into Azure DevOps. Okay, so I believe we are all on the same page. Are we there? The reason why I made this here so that I can see who's behind. Okay, this side we are good, we are shown. The other side we are also good. Now you may observe that what you see on your welcoming page is different from what I have on my side, isn't it? It is really different, but don't worry. We are going to create a few things and we shall all be on the same page. So coming back to our presentation, we've created, we've logged into Azure DevOps. Now we are going to create organizations. What is an organization? Now, an organization, we shall get a clear definition after seeing what it does. But what you should know about an organization is that within an organization, you can have multiple projects, okay? So I want us to come up with some organizations. These are going to be like the different clients we are working on. And each one of us has to create an independent organization. I'll be creating UEGCell as an organization, okay? Then each one of us will tell us which organization they will create. So once you go to the Azure DevOps, you can see we have a link called create a new organization. So once I click on new organization, yes, continue. So I'm going to create a new organization. I'm going to create mine as UEG cell. And here they are telling me where we will host your projects in. So what normally happens is that Microsoft looks at the nearest servers within your region, and then they will recommend where they'll create for you, where the projects will be saved. So I'll go with that. And now here we can enter. This is what? Capital or small? Or is that capital K or small K? They are both small. Okay. But the first Y is small. So if I continue, this will take a while. Now, I don't want us to create duplicated organization. I've created UEG cell. Yes. UDP, then D. So when you hear somebody mentioning an organization, don't create that. We have UEG cell, we have UDP, then D. Ubuntu, NDA, CPHL, coffee. Okay, we can go with coffee. And we have somebody has created ND already. So Gloria, Murap, Colin, RHSP, and CDC, MMO. AFR. So we have NDA, people of NDA. You've changed. Okay. You also changed. Hey, it complained. Okay, great. Now, right now, once you create your projects and you try to refresh here, do you see any other person's organization rather? If you look here, may I see UEG cell? What about what do you see on your side? You see what you created, right? People have you all created projects, rather organizations? Have you created? What do you have? So this people have told me they've created. So I want us to move at the same pace. Maybe you try to first refresh. I don't know. But I can see Lambert has created which organization? Then Colin? RHSP. Have you been successful? Yeah. That is AFR. Oh, okay. Projects or organizations. Okay. So for these people have not created, or they work with what we have. And they want. I don't, because this is live, yeah. I really want us to have your names of. At the end of the day, we are going to have our code put here. This is
organizations within your account. With unlimited now seeing someone. You log in as what?
NBA. No, but as Mark.
Is it under your domain?
Yes, we're on the same domain.
Have we all used the same domain?
hrpsolutions.com.
Same domain.
Grace, have you been successful? Okay.
Because the other ones, I believe,
those are there as projects, not organizations. Who has not created? Okay, silence means we are all good. All right, let us proceed. Now, within an organization, we can have different projects, okay? For example, in the UEG cell organization, we can create projects such as BC Maximal Integration Project, HRMIS project, and so on and so forth. So we are going to create, we are going to give meaningful project names, okay? So if you go to your organization that you've created, you will see that on that side we have create a project. So you each say what project, and each project can have its own repo, its own source code, its own everything. So you're going to create the different projects that we have. So you each said, I know we have a BC Maximo integration project. I can leave it there. Then I say the description, this integrates Business Central 200 with Maximo system. Maximo is a system used at Isimba to manage a plant and machinery. How much for the name? Should we use, I don't know whether it will accept spaces.
Lowercase, lowercase, uppercase. I mean, there should be. Otherwise, it ends up looking very crowded. And all these different. So if it's all capital, then we should all adopt capital.
Okay. So this integrates Business Central with this. So you can put a description of your project. I just want to hear the projects created. I don't know, somebody created a coffee organization, which project you are going to have there. Okay. So Neil, what project do you have? Neil? That's everything. So we call it what? Base project?
There's still an integration with Premier. An extension. The extension here. We have some core agenda.
Because at the end of the day, we're going to put our code there in what you're creating. So when, at the end of the day, we are going to have code migrated to that. Yeah. So yes. So when you're creating these projects, create the real life projects that we have here. So people who are working on NDA where we are still on CAL code. Okay, so you can also put a description and ensure that somebody reading through the description can understand what your project is all about. Are we there? So in my description, I've said this integrates Business Central with Maximo system. This is used to do this. I can simply say the integration, the integration points include items, GL, accounts, stores requisitions, stock tech, stock purchase requisitions. Yeah, I think and purchase requisitions. So meaning that if another developer comes and they look at this, they can at least get a glimpse of what is in this project. So visibility, we have two options. We have public and private. So the description is very clear. When it is public, anyone on the internet can do what? Can view the project. But we don't want to do that. We want our projects to be private such that only people we give access to such projects will be in position to view the items in the project. Now, if you expand the advanced, we have what we call version control. Version control will be used to keep track of the changes that we make. And DevOps comes with two version control systems, the Git and the Team Foundation version control. Git is popularly used, so in this demo, we shall focus on Git, so I'm not going to change that. And then this side, we shall also default to basic. So after doing that, I can click create project, and now I will have my project created, okay? I will have my project created. I want us to be on that same page. I'm seeing Alan is still behind.
Use the NDA, which is now.
So have we all created at least one project in the organization? So that organization can have as many projects as possible. Now, one thing you should observe is that once you create your organization, if I just go back here to my DevOps, I will only see the organization whereby the owner has given me access to, okay? So later on, we shall be adding people, you'll be adding people to the organization. We all know, now you know that on the BC Maximo integration, I'm working with Mr. Owach, okay? So for that, I will give Owach access. So even you know the people you are working with, you first give those access, and then we shall see how we can give others access. So coming back here to our slides, we've managed to create an organization. We've also managed to create a project in DevOps. Have we all created a project in DevOps before I move to the next step? I don't want to leave any person behind. If you are stuck, you let us know. We're still fidgeting with these numbers. The specified name is reserved. IDRC is reserved. The error is friendly. IDRC is reserved, meaning what? Meaning that it is a node. It is a known globally. You cannot use it.
So you change it.
Or you would call it what? But even if infectious disease. Yes. IDRC is known globally.
No, like
we are saving in the cloud, yeah. So you can't just go to, meaning that if you make your DevOps public and somebody such as IDRC, they will see your content. So now being reserved, they are preventing you from using IDRC. Apart from Kim, any other person who's behind? When you keep quiet, I will assume that we are together. I will proceed to the next one. We are going to add users to the organization. Now, as I've told you, you are the only person who can see your organization. You see right now, is there any person who can see you each cell? Yeah? Yes. As an organization, from your PC, not from, if you look at this navigation bar, what do you have? Do you have your each cell? You have yours, eh? You all have your organizations. You can't see mine. Now,
Emmanuel created what? You created which one?
Murab.
You didn't know.
Shady Cross.
Shady Cross.
Not AFR. Yeah, okay. Okay. Because the code there is what we are going to. When we have code on nav, that is easier to maintain, yeah, because we develop on one server. Now, for extensions, you find one extension is here, another one there.
Just not throw through it. Also export.
Yes.
Yes. Still export, maintain curl. Imagine.
Yeah, true.
DevOps. So we just take it there as TXT. Then when you download and then it creates your environment.
Okay, so let's proceed. So we are going to add users. If you go here, they're telling us go to organization settings, users, and then you add a user. So this is my organization under DevOps, organization settings. Organization settings. Then we go to users. So we are going to add, so I know UEGCell, I normally work with OWatch on the PC Maxima integration, but I can also add other people I want them to access the UEGCell as an organization. So I'm going to, you add people you work with. Eh? So here, once I click on add, I'm going to start by MMO. As a project manager, you also add me to organizations, so that I can see. So I'm going to add Jessica. You also add Jessica and Hack. Then plus any other person you want to, that you work with. Now the access level, oops. I have to repeat this. MMO, Jessica, Hack. So we have the access level, we have basic and stakeholder. I've not yet explored this, but for now we shall go with basic. My Lord. This is the last time I'm doing this. MMO. Yes, okay. Hack. So after creating, you can add these people also to the projects, okay? The difference, you can have more than one project within the organization. So you can add these people to the projects. So I'm going to, I have only one project. I'll choose that. And then you also have an email of send email invites to users only. You can also leave that ticked, meaning that the people will get the notifications. So if I click add, one running task. Okay, it's running. It's running. So in that list, you will see the different people you added to the organization. Yes. Okay, see that. Fine. Okay, Grace is showing me something. Let me add users. Mine does, Grace, are you seeing mine? What is it? Hey, so let me add nin. Project that. Then we have the Azure DevOps groups. So we are going to look at groups. We have contributors, meaning that they can contribute. We have administrators. They can do administrative work. Then we also have readers, meaning that they will only just see what's happening on the what? On the, so the project readers, this can be like external people. Okay, you don't want them to do anything, but maybe just read and see what's going on. We shall go with the default, which is contributors, and then you click add. So as you add, it will process, and then you'll see the people in that list. All those people will get email what? Notifications. And once they log in, you also see when those people have logged in here under the last accessed. So if you go to the email, we expect to get some emails, okay? So here I can see that I've been added, I've been invited to Azure DevOps plus the league. meaning that if I either click this link or if I refresh this, I should be in position to see now. I don't know, but I believe I should be in position to see. I'm seeing CPHL. Who created CPHL? So I only see this, but I've also seen an email. Sorry? Oh, okay, great. So now that you've added me to those organizations that you've created, I can see them on my navigation bar. And depending on your work, I can come here and see, okay, Minister of this, what projects do we have in that organization? We have Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central 2010 project so far, okay? If you have another project, I will see all the projects there. And I can see what's happening in those projects. Campus Hospital, what do we have? And also on your side, yeah, I don't know whether you've added other people. Apart from Grace, apart from adding Jessica, Hack and I, who else have you added amongst the team here? Gloria and Lambert. So Gloria and Lambert, you should be in position to see Grace's Kampala Hospital. But these people are not on that organization. Will not see, okay? Will not see what? Kampala Hospital. Are we together there?
Maybe just for example, Gloria, have you seen?
Yeah.
Even when you refer, but have you received an email?
Have you received an email? At least you should receive an email. So here, once we get a new team member, and I can ask Grace, can you add me to which project was that once again? Campus Hospital. So if we get somebody who's working on Campus Hospital, then Grace can add them to the organization so that they can see all the projects that we have. I'm seeing you, but it's putting on a smile. Tell us what is making you happy. Nothing. You're just happy. Please, I need validations from people. Can you? Me, I can see. I see people have created me. Okay, they've not created me, but they've added me to their organizations. I've added Grace to UNHCR. I can see Grace saying it itself. Grace is saying Ubuntu. Then it's saying what? So no, you for the make sure you give this people project contributors. So if you go to DevOps here, okay, I don't know what's happening. What are we not getting? Can we validate what I'm mentioning here? Besides the organization you created, can you see another organization that you've been added to? Yes. Lambert, we are good. Watch, we are good. Who added the watch? Hey, okay.
Something very interesting. You notice how business can be addressed. It means you have to have that centralized as a goal.
First, operating the organization.
Exactly. Yeah. Otherwise,
You don't want to have
people who yet successfully employing their code develop themselves.
okay. Now I don't know what's happening here, but I'm seeing some success here, so I will proceed.
So, but between
even Alan, who has added Alan? He has added Alan. And I did not see each other. Could someone add Lynn and Alan to their project? Could someone there add Lynn and Alan to their project so that at least they can see some other project? Yeah, at least I see Alan is saying good to Lynn. Then, but even the naming convention, I'm saying Ubuntu Lynn, either LLM. We shall delete some of these and come up with names again. Okay, I can see 8 more. All right. So hope now you can see the distinction between what an organization is and what a project is. You can have various projects within an organization. Okay. We proceed. So we've added users to an organization. Now, adding a user to an organization doesn't mean that that user is part of the DevOps team. If I access the digital organization, that doesn't mean that I am part of the BC Maximo integration dev team. Okay, because in UGCell we have BC Maximo integration. So we are going to add users to an Azure DevOps team. So we are going to select the project. We go to settings, project settings. We go to teams. We select the team and then we add the users. So let's do that. If I come back here, so I'm ensure that you've selected the project, okay? So I'm selecting what? Select your project that you created. So once you've selected the project, we go to, this is the project, okay? BC Maximo integration. So I click on it, and now I'm in the BC Maximo integration project. Are we together? Now, once we are there, we go to project settings. Who's obstructing us? Gloria, your arm. So under project settings, we have what we call teams, okay? We have what we call teams. So right now we have our default team called the BC Maximo integration team. I can create a new team here, or under teams I can have maybe developers, applications, consultant, and so on. But let us just maintain what is there. We have the BC integration development team. I can come here. I click on this team that I have, and right now you can see I'm the only person in that that team. So as you might have guessed, you can add someone to the team. Now, you can only add people who have access to your what? Project. Your organization. Not your project, but your what? Organization. UEGC, I remember I didn't give Alan. So if I try to put ALM here, okay, it will accept, but I'm not. I'll just double check that. But let's add people you added to your organization. So I added Nin. Yes, add all the people you. Yeah, sure. You also add me. Jessica and Hack. So I can now click save. And right now, I've added those users to the BC Maximo integration team. So, are we together? We proceed. All right, together. So, at the next stage is we are now going to start the real work. You know, I couldn't just go to the repos without you first having a feel of how to set up an organization, then have a project, and then the different users. So we can now go to what we call the Azure repos. I tried to come up with a definition that can help a layman understand what a repo is. That is my own definition. A place on a server or cloud where the shared code base is available for every team member to access. I think that is clear. So a repo is a place on the server. It can be here on Neptune, or it can be in the cloud. It can be in GitHub. It can be somewhere in the cloud where we have a shared code base available for the team members to access. So with Azure, so you can see that image. We have somebody working on the other computer, then another one on this one, another on this one, but they are all accessing the same what? The same code base. So the Azure repos, we have Git, and we also have Team Foundation, but we shall concentrate most on Git. So Git is popular distributed system. Okay, it is for easy collaboration. We can create a Git remote in a shared location. So we can create a Git remote on Neptune. We can create a Git remote in the cloud where different people can access. What about GitHub? Git remotes and GitHub are both suitable hosting services for a Git repo. So a Git repo, which can be on a server somewhere. Then we also have a GitHub that is in the cloud. It is also a Git repo. Okay. So this is what we are going to go through this afternoon. We are going to create. When I mention create, even from Chambogo, you can relate. Create. We had a lecturer who used to say create. Create table used to teach us SQL. But the word is what? Create. Not create. Create a repo on the web portal. That is what we are going to go through. Each one of us is going to create a repo. Team members will clone the repo to their local computer. Okay. Create a branch for the new work. Commit changes to the local branch. Then team member submits, review, and approve a pull request. So those are the things that we are going to go through this afternoon. So let's create a repo. To create a repo, create an Azure repo in the portal. So we are going to select the project. We go to the repos. We click the drop down under repos. Then we click a new repository. Note that you can also import an existing repository, but we're not going to start with importation. We are going to create a repo. So, so if I come back to my DevOps here, I'll go back to the project BC Maximo Integration. And then we have repos here. Okay, I click on repos. I think right now you all understand what a repo is. Okay, it is where we are going to have our shared code base. So if I click on repos, right now you can see that the project BC Maximo Integration is empty. There is no code at all. Okay, there's no what? There's no code at all. So our first step is that we are going to create a repo on the web portal, and then we shall clone it later. So to create a repo, you go to the project, BC maximum integration project. You click on repos. It'll tell you that this is empty. As I told you, you can import a repo. We have some repos on else. We shall import those later on. But right now, let us create this. So you click on what? Initialize. And it will create for you a repo with one file called admin. Have we all created a repo, our first repo in the cloud? Scroll down and initialize it. Scroll down and you initialize. So that is our file. Okay. Are we there? I don't want to leave any person behind. Baby steps. Are we there? Okay. Now, after creating the repo, in our workflow, the second one is a team member or team members clone the repos to the local computer. Now, given that you created that project yourself, you're part of the team. You're part of the team, right? So you're going to clone your repo to the local what? Cloning means creating a local, like creating a copy. Cloning means creating a copy of the repo. So here you can see on the left we have an action called clone. Okay. So if I click on clone, it will show me, as I told you earlier on when I was starting the demonstration, is that you can use the Azure command line. Okay. So that is, if you're using the command line, they give you the HTTPS whatever link that you can copy and put in the command line, and then you clone the repo using the command line. Personally, I prefer using the graphical user interface. So I'll come here. You can choose. There are very many IDEs, integrated development environments, but as you know, here we use VS what? VS Code. So you can select VS Code. And once you select VS Code, it will open another window telling you that open Visual Studio Code. So once I click on open, it will launch the VS Code. Okay. And now it will ask me, where do I want to create a copy of this repo? Okay. So what you should know is that you're going to be working locally, but after some time you have to push your changes to the what? To the cloud. Okay. Are we still together? So here we are going to create a folder. So we can create one on the desktop. Just for testing purposes, I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call this BC maximum integration. And I'll set this as my what? Destination repository. I'll set this as my destination repository. So if you look, if you sit down there, it is trying to clone. It is trying to get for me the files. It's trying to get for me the files. I know you may get something to do with authenticating Visual Studio. Who has got that? Authenticating Visual Studio Code. You can't do what? Clone in VS Code. Click that. I'm seeing some pop-ups down there. I thought we all have Git. Download Git. So those who have Git, this is what I expect you to see. So I'll project this. So by now you should have Git on your PC. Someone help Gloria have Git, because whereas we are cloning a repo, meaning that we should have, you see, before you commit changes to the cloud, before pushing to the cloud, you first commit locally. Okay, meaning that you must have what? Git. So have we reached that window? That's the window that I expect you to see. There's what we call the Git credential manager. Grace, we're going to sign in from here. But I don't want to leave people behind. Any other person who has reached this window? Okay, Grace, come here. So Grace is going to log in, because me is that window. I had already authenticated myself to VS Code, so it had saved my credentials. So you click your account. So once you click your account, so here we are telling VS Code. Down here we are seeing some progress. Are you seeing that? It is cloning the Git repo. Hold on. Would you like to open the code repository or add the current workspace? Let us open in a new window so that we don't have very many things. And now, hold on, what is it telling us? You trust the author of the files in this folder? Yes. And that's it. Yeah. And if I click here on the README, you can see this is the README that we had in the what? In the cloud. Okay. That is the README that we had in the cloud. So that's what I wanted to show you. Plus, you can take your seat back as we also wait for others. So, if you think it's taking too long, like mine, you may want to look at your taskbar. If you look at my taskbar, there's something here telling me to authenticate. Actually, it was there, but I had not seen it. So yours may also be taking long, but you may find that it has brought a pop-up that you've not seen. So I'll pick the account. And once I pick the account, it will now start cloning. Do you have people online? I can see the people physically here are also online. So, would you like to this? Open a new what? A new window. And here, if I click on my README, I can see the README file there. Yes. Could you remind me how I can change this to a white background? So that people can see file. Preferences, theme, color theme, light. Okay, I think that will be better. So, have we reached there? How many people have reached there? How many people have not reached there? Those who have reached, help your friends so that they can reach there. This is what we are going to be doing on a day-to-day. It's going to be mandatory for us to have our code up there. So that's why I want us to try out this, so that we can have our code in a central place for easy management, than asking who has the latest extension of UDB. Who has the one for UEGCL? you published, you've left my changes. So if we are to publish, we shall go to DevOps, we get the latest. The reminder will be to ensure that we all have our code pushed to DevOps. And all the latest will be obtained from there. I'm seeing Mary on this. So can we proceed? Yeah, don't worry. As other things are loading, you will get us. It's Gloria and Alan. Alan, you know, like what you click here. This. I'll start from the account. We're not expecting to have another login. So it is. Irene, what's up? You have Gate. Need for Windows. I think it is good. You have Gate. Okay, but you can follow along. You will try it later. Eh? We have 1 hour left. I want us to stop at 4:30, and we still have a lot to cover. Now, we've managed to clone our repo. Now, what you should know. Okay, before I go to the third stage of creating a branch for the new work, let us first try out something here, and we see how this thing is working. So I want you to go to your repo. This README is not good enough. Yeah, put some interesting README. This code updated everything. Yeah, this code handles the BC maximal integration. Full stop. It uses this code. Okay. We utilize Business Central APIs to push data to the maximal system. The integration points include items, GL accounts, stores requisitions, stock taking. You can put whatever you want. So we've just modified the introduction. Remove whatever is there and put something good. Okay. So if I save this, I want you to notice if you have Git Irene, yeah, you must have the Git extension, yeah. Gilbert, if you look at Irene's whatever VS Code, do we have the? So if you save, you'll find that your changes are tracked here. Are you seeing that one there? No, modify and then save. The moment you save, given that you've deleted, the reason why you have Git on your local is that the tracking even starts from your local computer. So if you click here on this one, you'll see that these are the changes that are there. And if I click on the changes, it will show you the previous one and the new one. So you can see the previous one is in red. Is that red? Are you sure? Red is like blood. Whose blood is like Anyway. So Irene, are you getting closer? Great. Gloria, are you also getting closer to us? Okay. So have you seen that the moment you click save, the changes are tracked here? And now you have to commit these changes. So you can put a message here. I just modified readme. And after putting a message shows what kind of change you have made. And now I can click commit. Now this committing, we are not committing to DevOps. We are just committing to our local repo. You know, if I track these changes locally, okay? And to prove that, if I come back here and I refresh my README file, you observe that it has not what? It has not changed at all. So this is very key, meaning that when you develop, you are obstructing someone behind you. It means that when you develop, you may develop, commit, but if you don't push, nobody will know your what? Will know your changes, okay? So from VS Code, you can come to these three buttons. Are you seeing those? You can come to those three buttons, and guess what you click? Push. You click push. And here you can see we are pushing to the main what? Down here. We are pushing to the main branch. We are going to talk about branches in the next few minutes. We are pushing to the main branch. It is going. It is going to the main branch. And it has reached. Okay, let me see whether it has reached. If I try to refresh this README file, mine has not yet reached. If I refresh this, you can now see I have my code in what? In the cloud, yeah? Okay, not code, but
Changes.
the changes. Okay. Have we successfully pushed our first change to DevOps? But I will not ask you whether you've successfully pushed, because I know you've never pushed, but I'll ask Irene and Kim. So this is something that we shall be doing day to day, meaning that after developing, everything is working, you push DevOps. How often? We shall agree, because I would want you to push something that is working again. Tested and working, so that whoever pull gets, whoever clones gets code that is really error-free. I can't say daily, because at the end of the day, you may have issues with the code. So why push that to the repo? Okay. Mr. Watch, are we together? Lambert, are we together? Have you pushed? Okay. Colin and the Gloria. All right. Now, we've created a repo. We've done the cloning of the repo. Okay. We created a repo. We've done the cloning. Clone the repo to a developer computer. I'm assuming these are all developer computers. Now, the next stage is to create a repo branch. Now, here you listen very carefully. It is a good idea in a software team to create a branch when you want to work on new features. Okay. So this is a convention that I want us to follow. We shall not push, right now we pushed our changes to the main, but we shall not push the changes to what? To the main. We shall push them to the branch for someone to review that code. We have our software quality assurance, MMO. Once MMO reviews that code and says that it's fine, he will approve the code online and then he will complete the merge. That's when the code will now go to the what? To the main. Okay. Ensure that you don't work from the main. The main will only have code that has been approved as working by the quality assurance. So MMO, you can see the work ahead of you. So you're going to, we finished cloning. You're going to create a repo, rather a branch. There are very many ways of creating a branch. You can create a branch from Azure DevOps. You can create a branch from the command line. You can create a branch from VS Code. Why don't we use the easiest? Let us create from VS Code. So after creating the branch in VS Code, go back to the branch menu and choose publish branch for the branch to go. Okay, I wanted to be visible in DevOps. So once you create your branch locally, that branch won't be visible in what? In DevOps. You have to go back and do what? And publish the branch. So let us do that practically. Now, if I go back to my DevOps here, I don't know why my screen is showing something different. Okay, I need to first close this slide. So here under DevOps, if you look at the maximal integration, I have only one what? I have this repo, only one repo. So I want me to hear myself. So let's go to VS Code. Come here. I can click this working tree. Come here. Go to branch. And then say create branch. So we have the main branch. So here under conversion, of course you can name the branch what you need, but for purposes of tracking, I request we use our names as the branch name. A branch can be like a modification you are doing on the base on. For example, if you are adding a field, you can call your branch that. Yeah? But that is the convention that we can agree on. For now, I'll just create it. I'll just call it mag. You can call yours lean, LMA, and so on. But a branch can also be like the name of the functionality that you are working on. Okay. But of course, those things can be put in the commit message. So let us just keep the branch to the name as mag, and then I press enter. So if I press enter, you can see now it is telling me that I can now publish the what? The branch. But if you're not seeing the publish the branch, if you're not seeing publish branch, you can as well come here, go back to branch, and then click publish branch. So once you click on publish branch, what it is doing is somebody's laughing at my accent. The foreign language. Okay, is it branch? Branch. Branch.
No, the one you mentioned first, they don't know they're laughing.
The branch. They create. Okay, so we've created our branch, and we've published it. So if I come back here, I should be in position to see the branch. So here I have main, and main is the default, okay? And then I have the mag. Okay, and you can see the mag the mag branch also has like a copy of what we had in the main. So you're going to be working on the branches. Have we all, if you publish your branch, ensure that that branch is what? Ensure that your branch is there. And actually, if you just go to the main branch and you look at the those are the contents. If you look at the history, you can see the different commits. Has to go back to the main branch. You can see the different commits. So this was the first thing we did at around 17 minutes past 3. We initiated the repo. It added the README file, and now here we have the README file. And the importance of this is that if you made an error, if the README file is causing the application to break, you can go back to the what? To the previous one. You can go back to the previous state. You can easily go back to the previous state, which had all these. Or this was the previous state. Okay. So my target here was just to show you that under the repos, we now have the main what? They have the main branch and the mag branch. Are we together there? Are we understanding everything well now? Yes. Okay. So let's proceed. So we've created the branch. And as I've mentioned, we shall ensure that the branch is the name. We put our tags there. So if I go to the next, we are going to edit and commit to the repo. So edit the file under the created branch, save the file, verify that the changes are tracked, and then commit to the repo, commit the changes to the local repo. So what we are going to do is we are going to edit some code. So I'm going to come to VS Code. So down here, you can see, you can select, are you seeing down here? Are you seeing where my cursor pointer is? So please ensure that you are not in the main branch. So you see, this is the main, but as I've mentioned, we are modifying from the branch, okay? You've seen that. So you go to the branch, and then from the branch, let us add a new file. Maybe this is page 50,001. Let me call it API page. And then here I can say that which page is this? Maybe GL accounts. .l. Okay. So here I can put some code to integrate GL accounts to Maximo system, or to push GL accounts. Of course, this will be our code, but purposes of this, we are not really learning how to create API pages, but we are doing repos. So I've just typed some text, and as I'm typing, you can see this U. I will ask Irene to tell me what this U means. I know Gilbert knows it. So this U means that this change is untracked, okay? If I try to save, you see that I have one change here. Then I can put a message added or created API pages, created all the API pages. Okay. And then I can commit this. I can commit this. Okay. And after committing, if you go back here, we've committed to the local what? To the local repo. And after committing the local repo, remember, we now do what? We push to the remote, okay? So we push to the remote. So I can either click on these 3 dots and then now click what? Push. So it is now pushing my changes to the what? To the remote, but to which branch? To the Mac branch. Somebody is saying to Kim branch. Okay, so let's verify that. If we go to the remote and we refresh here, you find that I have my, problem with your charger. I have my, I seeing my API page that's been created there, okay? And this is the code that I created. My README is still there, and my API page is still there. But if I go to the main is still what? We still have only one what? One file README. Okay, our changes are being tracked on the what? On the branch. They are being tracked on the branch. Are we there?
Yeah.
So the next step is the interesting one. I want us to do this next step. We've pushed the branch to DevOps. So click the 3 dots, push, go back to the Azure DevOps, verify the changes. We verify that our changes are there. Now, we are going to, are we there?
Yes.
We are all there. Gloria, are we there? But I'm not seeing you with your computer.
Yeah.
So, we are going to create a pull request. Now, that term pull request, what it means is that you are pulling your code from the branch, taking it back to the what? To the main. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? The pull request is supposed to pull your code. You know, this is the main branch. We decided to go off like this. Okay. Now the pull request is going to take us back to the main. We're gonna put up main.
I got it.
So there are several ways of creating a pull request. There are really several ways. I'm demonstrating these things in one way, but as we start working, you'll discover there are other ways. Like there are several ways of creating a pull request. The one I'm going to go through is if you go to your branch, you can see directly there. I'm seeing that. Hey, sorry. I have to stop the presentation. So if you go, Colin, now we're still together. So the moment you go to your branch in the DevOps, the moment you go to your branch, you can see here we have create what? Yes, create pull request. Another person could go to pull, another to where are the pull? To pull requests, and then they do what? They create from here. So there are several ways. But let me just use this other one. So here on my branch, I can create what? A pull request. Okay. So the pull request, as I've said, we are going back to the main. So we're on the branch, but we are going to go back to the main. So if I click create pull request, now this pull request should be created once you verify you finish testing your code, and now you are saying it's okay. We can now take it back to the what? The main. So if you observed in the main, we didn't have that new file we created. Okay. We didn't have that new file we created. So have you all clicked on create new pull request? Yeah. So the title is created all the API pages, created the API pages that I can put will be used as endpoints in the integration. So you can put the description of whatever change you've made, okay? Now, this is where our quality person comes in. Who will be reviewing this code? Add required reviewers. So here you put the person who will review your code before it goes back to the what? So when they ask you who reviewed that code, you can say MMO looked at it, and we have history of that. So remember, these reviewers should be people that are in your organization, okay? And a part of your project. You've looked at all those things. So here I'm going to put Nin, because I will request Nin to come here and approve my code later on. So you also put the person whom you think is in your organization. So if you put Margaret, yes, please. Yes, ask. I'm listening. You're not seeing anything.
Viewers, I have seen.
Is there anything? Yes. I don't know where I'm seeing. Maybe foundation things. So I've added Nin as my reviewer. Okay. We've added Nin. Now we have what we call work items. These ones, maybe when we look at Azure boards, you can have a work item that you want to close off. Yeah. You can have a work item that you want to close off, but we don't have that yet. So I will leave that blank. Okay. And then click on create. Click on what? On create. So if I click on create, it will create that pull request, and it will tell me where there are any merge conflicts. So meaning that I don't know whether it is comparing with what we have in the main to tell me that there are no merge conflicts, but there are no conflicts. My code is good. In most cases, you find that it may complain. Yeah? If somebody has also, we can simulate a scenario whereby you all modify the same line, and then somebody is trying to create a pull request. It will show you the different merge conflicts that we have. So Nin, you should get a notification. So here, when you see my approve is grayed out. It is not grayed out. Okay, so this is my pull request. So I will just request Nin to come with her machine here, and then she will project. Maybe before that, I will create a pull request. Now, the next stage is the team is going to review the pull request, okay? So somebody reviewing the pull request will be in position to do what? To approve. But of course, before approving, they'll be in position to see the commits, okay? They don't just approve. They'll see the commits to see what has changed, the details, the files. And then from there, they can make a decision. They can browse the files. Then from there, if I go to the pull request here, and I click on this pull request, I don't know whether, do you also have permission to approve your pull request? This shouldn't be the case, eh? It should be the reviewer to approve, but I'm seeing no reviewers yet I added. Hey, they are optional. Okay, let us make them required. Make the reviewer required, yeah? Are you seeing that where the reviewers were optional? Make them what? Make them required so that they can come here. Are we there? If you go to the pull request, we've created a pull request. Then we go there. Then there's here I had an option of making required. Right now it is make optional. So it's grayed out.
Yes, grayed out. Yes.
Because she has not put the reviewers. Did you put the reviewers? You're approving your code. Yeah. So once you do that, who has added me as their reviewer? Kim. So let me go to Kim's project. Which organization was that? Kim. This one, eh? Yeah. Okay, but let me work with mine so that we can all follow through. So if I go back here to the project and I go to my repos and I look at my pull requests. So I can see I have one pull request that is open. I can see it from here. I can see all the members in my project. So this is the pull request that created, and you can see Maguba Emmanuel requests into, this is a request one into the what? Into the main. So I'm requesting you to pull my whatever. So here, once, this is what I was looking for. So here you can see it is telling me that Grace Nisima must what? Must approve because she was set up to be a required approver. So, but before Grace approves, she will also be in position to see the files. Okay, Grace, if you go to your pull requests, you can come here with your computer. So when I use Grace's, I don't know whether you get an email notification telling you that you. So here, if I look at the pull requests here that are in Grace's queue, Grace is my approver. You can see this is Grace logged in, yeah? Grace, are you still on Teams? In the meeting? Purposes of the video, let me record this. So here you can see, this is Grace Nisima, and I created a pull request where I told her to review my code. So what will happen? Grace has seen this, and I believe, Grace, am I allowed to open your emails? You can see Grace received the what? A notification. Maguba Emmanuel created a new pull request. Blah, blah, blah. So she can even click on this, and that will automatically take her to the other page that I was on. Okay. Are you seeing that? So this is it. I can see the files. What kind of code did Magoba write? This is the code. Then once I'm okay with that, I can decide to approve or what? Or reject. Okay. So I will approve this. I will approve this. And once I approve and go to the overview here, you will see that Grace Nesima approved the what? Approve the pull request. So even me, I'll get yes, let's thank you so much. Let me just go back to, so you can also approve what you got from your site. So after approving, if I go back to my pull requests, you can see here I have a notification telling me that Grace Nesima approved the what? Approved the changes. So there I can be very excited knowing that my code has been approved. But Grace Nesima approving the changes doesn't mean that the repo or the main has been updated. Okay. So if we go back to the main branch, you'll find that the main still has only the README file. So once your changes have been approved, the final stage is to complete the what? You complete the merge. Okay. So this can be done by the approver, or this can be done by you, the requester, so that your code can go now to the what? To the main. Okay. So if I click on complete, it will tell me the different options. So this was our main. Okay. Are you seeing this? We branched off. We worked. Then Grace has approved. So we are now in position to do what? To merge. We have these different options, but I'll go with the first one. I can customize my commit message. Delete. Yes, you can delete the mag branch. Yes, because now the code is now in the main. You've worked on your customization, it is complete. Where do you still need that branch? Next time, if there is a new customization, create another branch that will have a copy of the main. Then you start from there. Remember, you're not the only person who's pushing to the main. So also he may have his branch also put there. So next time when you create a branch, you now have the most recent changes. I'm seeing everybody's putting on a smile. So here I can complete the merge. And once I complete the merge and I go back to my repo, you can see that in the main, I now have what? I have the file update. If I click the drop down, I no longer have the branch. And if I go to my repos and I look at the commits, you can see how we've been moving. Yeah, we had the README, then we started working on the branch. We left the main, then we've again gone back to what? To the main. So mean that all our changes are now on the main. Okay. All our changes are now on the main. So we've seen how the team can review. Guys, have you reviewed people's code? Have you marked? Are we successful with that step? What's the problem? You can't create a pull request. Who else can't create a pull request? Lambert, what is your problem? We are going to have that session for questions. But are we together at that point? We are left with only 2 slides. Actually, this one we've we've completed. The initiator of the pull request completes the request. Once the pull is completed, there will be only one branch, i.e. the main branch. So if I click next here, I think we are now good. That's it from me. Now we can have question and answer. Somebody couldn't create a pull request. I'm also new to DevOps. I don't know why you wouldn't, but better to be complicated, meaning that. Even they don't know why. But pressing on the sample space, like 1% fail. So it's 99. What? Then we are good. Next time will be good. Push it. Yes, can you push? It depends on who's telling you to push.
Yeah, I approved myself.
You approved yourself. We're in position to match. You go back to the pull requests. Hey, I have to. Okay, mean that for you, your changes can't be completed. Okay, so here we've looked at a basic example. Basic, but trust me, we are going to face a lot of merge conflicts. Eh? But you know, the examples are always very easy. But the exercise are going to be, so I want to start distributing tasks. So Grace, you are working on what organization do you create? Do we have code for campus paper? Where is it seated? The latest. So can we have it pushed DevOps? How shall we push? Can someone, I want someone to come here and we practically push. Yeah. Now this has been a simple example. I want someone to come here. We pushed our live code. Who wants to take that challenge? Kim, what code do you want to push? UA. Grace, we'd work with UA. Let us take UA. So Grace, you can come here and take over. So as Grace is working on UA, you could also who created UA? No one.
It was there. Was the demo. The demo.
What I have is one that is in address.
We don't. You couldn't create UA.
Then maybe if you change the name.
And we call it Uganda Wildlife Authority. No.
What I have is in here.
No, those we were just testing. Yeah, I want us to. So Grace is going. We are going now to do a live example. We have 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes left. I want you to use the remaining few minutes to fill in your time sheets. So we are now going to, what we demonstrated has been very easy. So right now, Grace, you share your screen, yeah? The process of recording this. Right now, we are going to do a practical example with our code, and we have it to DevOps. So we are going to create a new organization called Uganda Wildlife Authority. So those who are left behind, and this will be the time for you to shine. About the conversion, should we send all capital? All capital letters, everything. as Grace is doing, Lambert, what base code do you have on your machine? For work, can we have work also pushed there? Claudia, do you have any base extension on your machine? The latest. Whoever has the latest extension, this is the time for us to push together as a team. Then starting next week, if any person needs the latest extension, they'll go to DevOps. So, Chris, now over, how is it structured? How many extensions do we have? But we can have multiple repos within one project. We can have multiple repos within one project. So should we create Ifris as an independent project? So which code do you have on your machine? The OS you start, it has?
Just basic changes, then you have the functionality for purchase restitution.
Still in the web extension. So I want to start with one extension. So we start with the O extension. You call it O extension as the project name. Set capital letters loud for the organization and project name. Create project.
Extension, one that has very different.
No.
Just has the normal customizations for revenue, fixed assets, big extensions.
Where do we add the project description? As if I didn't say you add that.
I think I did.
Because we need somebody seeing, or they need to know what's there.
What is this?
So our extension, what we have. So as Grace is doing this, I also expect Lambert do the one for. He said co-op. Yes. I don't know how Quinn is going to do his for SharePoint. But he will tell us. MMO. I know you have the latest EGCL extensions. R project 2, the one called R project 2, isn't it? Can we have it on DevOps? Your discussion, you can put this as the customized base, blah, blah, blah. So Grace, what are you typing? This includes the revenue functionality.
Customizations for subletters, for example, graphics asset. That is immediate what?
That is it. Click save. Then you add people. Oh, you can add them later. Right? Let us pass them through the entire process. Have you saved?
Yeah.
So what is the next stage? Create a repo.
Okay.
You can even add their logo.
Yeah. Those ones you'll find out. So should we import? We have a repo
Then
already up to date.
slightly.
We can import.
Once you have, if we import what is on Venus and have some things that have been
You
can
can
import.
So let us import. I don't think that will work. What's the one HTTPS?
I don't think so.
It should be in the cloud. We wanted to import it. but yeah, you cannot. You initialize.
Don't try to upload.
Initialize repo. And then include it in VS Code. So you're going to add so is it possible to select the file, the video file folder where that extension is on your local? Or it will overwrite. Yes, you get what I'm saying. It will overwrite. Okay. I don't know where you are. You pick up with that. So Grace, you've created. So we are going to add our code in that folder.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's going to use code in the processor.
Sorry.
It's not use code in the processor.
Copy.
Because instead of pushing, you end up pushing.
So, Grace,
Yeah.
we have that folder. You reveal in folder, then we copy all the files, we put them in that folder. Isn't it?
Yes.
We copy the files the other side. The latest files for
Which is where?
or extension, they will have local computer. Right?
It's definitely about the one that you said.
No, this is the
Not, it is not
one.
after
The one.
The one. But we couldn't import.
because it is requesting a link online and HTTP link. We can explore what and see. And now are you good? Just push. Okay. How big deal now? The same? How do you feel? Again, who else is in this organization? It's so nice. It's so nice. And you push to the main. Right? So what's going to say? I want us to follow the same thing so that we can use.
Latest extensions on big phone.
How do I take it down?
Now you see what I was talking about.
Okay. So Sage is still on his branch. That is the most important thing. So he can even list the branch and don't combination.
The beauty is, as long as even still with the other one, Venus, you can also bring it and then match.
Cut for now.
Such that it still goes in and does the magic. Of course, it will show you conflicts, and then you match.
Okay, we can see if you click how many changes do we have? What is that number?
362.
Put a commit message and then you commit.
Initial commit to
Okay, you want
DevOps.
initial commit.
But by initial commit.
Okay, it's okay. The initial commit. Then you click on commit. Watch, I also moving very well that side. So after committing, you now push. After selecting the folder, push all our files in that folder. So, hey, it has already committed.
Yeah, I have like it, you know.
So, that's all. The O extension.
Yeah, but there are certain files I think you can leave out.
Yes, somewhat.
Files that keep changing, like the launch.
Okay, they keep changing
Yeah, these ones we normally leave them out.
in the.
The
That's why they are in the Git ignore. They keep changing depending on the server you're targeting. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dependence.
Because if you put it as it is.
Okay. So this is our. We have general tasks. We have everything here. So Grace, you add whoever works on OA. You add them both in the organization and also in the project. So right now, starting today, whoever needs the latest extension for OA, we have it. DevOps, okay? Ensure that you don't modify that main branch. If you're doing your modification, do them on what? Grace will be reviewing our code for OA, right? So who else has successfully put, apart from this hello world we've been doing, who has put a real project on DevOps? Watch, are you successful? Mr. Kowag, Ucrip, Ariel X. Hey, you first pushed to a branch. Hey. But if it's an initial commit, you can just push to the main. People who make modifications are those who will be required to first create a branch, so that they first push their branch, their code is reviewed. Yeah, I don't know whether we could try an example of resolving merge conflicts, or we reserve that for the next day.
trend.
Now, if you give the code. Yeah. This code you will find right here.
No, it was, it's actually second on.
Trusted on Venus.
And what is seated here is not pushed. You hadn't pushed to Venus.
What is said on her machine? So we have OA. Can we add another project beside the O extension? What do we have under OA? Create another project. They're still adding people. So members, I think that's it from me. And have a Q&A session. Lambert, you had a question? And what I've presented is like 10% of DevOps, if not 5%. There's still more. Lambert, what was your question?
Because you have been with the branch,
Mm.
creating a branch, you have needed to have filled the pull request and everything in the name. And our branch is deleted at the end of it all. So if later, let's say after we realize there's a problem, we should revert back to our initial stage where we were still at that point.
Who wants to answer that question? Gilbert. That's where you see whether you were listening.
Yes,
You can do what?
Having it with our branch, that has no effect.
After visiting.
So you see, when we're doing the branches, I've pushed my code. I think we had the last section where we had the options. They can leave the branch, right? So after imagining
The team,
we
in the
came back to the
organization.
branches, which like your branch was no longer there. Okay, and now all our code is in the main branch. Now let's say that's our scenario.
All went there in the organization.
After a week, realize something was wrong with our code. Okay, and we want to revert back to our initial stage. Okay, at that point, can we revert back by the mere fact that we deleted our branch? Are we in position to go back to our initial stage?
Yeah, let me just show you something here. Grace, sorry for disrupting you. I know Grace has access to UEG. So if I go to UEG here, I have the BC Maximo project. And under the BC Maximo project, okay, it was loading. We have our repos, and we know that in the repos, we merged, and the merger brought a file called what? This one. But before we merging, we only had the readme. So if you want to go back to this state, you can still go back. I'm seeing this commit here. Actually, even when you look at the history here of the commits, you can go back to, you see this is when the merge happened. But if I click here, this only has like your changes before merging them. So this is the state where you were. So you can have all the files that you modified before you merged. Okay. Lambert, are you getting it? If I go back to this commit, this is like a tree. It shows you the movement. You can even go back. If I want to access the state, what code I had here, I click on this commit. Okay. So here I had only what? Remember this the long story we had at first. So that was the state I was on. So if I want to go back to state merging, still through this history, you can always click that state and go back to that state.
So how can I make it like take precedence, like instead of the other last commit we did being the your extensions to merge?
When you want to restate exactly how it was without the other changes that
Remove the merge.
want to restate.
Remove the merge. Okay, as I told you, I'm also new to DevOps.
See, how do you restate?
Assuming that our page project 2 was not supposed to be there. When I projecting this way. This is showing us something.
I come here to the outline, sorry, timeline. Shows your commits up to a certain level. So you can select the commit you want, right click, there is a component, it shows you restore. Say this one, say restore content. So if I click it, you want to restore the contents of the page.
It also restores the branch.
Sorry,
As
so
you
it
can see.
depends.
I'm seeing the bin branch has also been restored. Did you delete? Yeah.
You can restore for a particular file. I think also the whole extension, Gilbert. Getting back, restoring to the last stage.
I only know the one with command line. Like, the command would check out.
Let's update the Git record.
So what Lambert is saying, can we undo
Yeah.
in the repo?
course.
We've merged,
Go back.
but we want to go back. We have the main and then the branch. Remember, but we merged and we deleted the branch.
We push again.
For the branch, I'm not sure, but I think the contents you can get them back and then.
Yeah, the context we can get them back. Maybe if
We
you
push.
again push.
What's the drawing remain? The path will remain, but you will have gone back.
Thought what was important was accessing the file before code as it was
Yes.
before
For the
that.
changes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
Before
can.
the-
that is possible.
So if I can go to that level, I will simply pull that back. And then I push it.
Yes. And the path will remain.
So so far we have John, we have I am what? IMGP, we have what? Let's repeat the rest of our extensions that are missing.
Now we have one big dilemma. One example in case is it's poor. UGC. Where our base
It's customized.
customized base.
Point. That would be Bill and
And the, okay, NDA we are still a bit lucky because it's still on card.
or
Map is also on card.
It's on card? Yeah, yes.
has an upgraded base.
So there's a problem there. We need to think of ways of taking it back to standard and have all the changes on the side of the peripheral. That's something. Going to be something. Such that we have what we have with IMG, HK, and IMC.
How many people can we add?
All the people in the organization.
Maybe to add Gilbert.
Gilbert is in as what?
SSG, then
Just like SSG. I don't know where the session.
SS.
That's been like that's doing.
And you,
But I know you have a limit of like up to 5 people you can add, right?
yes, I think.
Fine.
So add a 6 to let's take details.
You need to second the.
So unless you add me like the stakeholder, someone can just view.
Yes, so you can only have 5 contributors.
I think that's the type of license.
Okay. So are we good? Have we understood DevOps report?
Yeah.
Import, can we try importing from the last?
So let us try import. Grace wants us to try import.
Have the if extension. Oh,
So I think that's it. I'm going to end the meeting here.